Captain Jack Thompson stood at the bridge of the USS Defiant, his weathered hands gripping the command rail as he stared at the tactical display. The massive alien fleet stretched across space like a blanket of stars, 3,000 warships strong. Behind him lay Earth, defenseless except for his single vessel. "Status report," he ordered, his voice steady despite the weight of humanity's fate resting on his shoulders. "All systems operational, Captain," replied First Officer Mary Wells from her station. "The experimental quantum shield is holding at full power, and the antimatter cannon is primed." The bridge crew worked in focused silence. They were all that remained of Earth's once proud space fleet. The alien Armada had appeared 3 days ago, destroying every human outpost and military installation from Mars to Neptune. Their message was simple: surrender or die. But what the aliens didn't know was that the USS Defiant wasn't just another warship. It was humanity's secret weapon, built deep within Mercury's core, incorporating revolutionary technology that even most of Earth's military didn't know existed. "Enemy fleet is advancing, sir," announced Lieutenant Robert Jones from Tactical. "They're moving in attack formation Delta. Estimated time to weapons range, 5 minutes. Thompson nodded grimly. The aliens had grown overconfident after their easy victories against Earth's conventional forces. They thought this lone ship was a desperate last stand, maybe even an attempt to negotiate surrender. They were wrong. "Power up the quantum drive," Thompson ordered. "Begin charging the main weapon. Execute Battle Plan Phoenix." The bridge hummed with energy as the ship's experimental systems came online. The quantum shield, capable of absorbing and redirecting energy, sparkled with an ethereal blue glow. The antimatter cannon, hidden within what appeared to be a standard railgun housing, began its silent countdown. "Sir," called Wells, "we're receiving a transmission from the alien flagship." Thompson allowed himself a small smile. "Put it through." A holographic image appeared, showing a creature that looked like a cross between an octopus and a praying mantis. Its voice translated into harsh, mechanical English. "Human vessel, you face the might of the stellar dominion. Your species has proven worthy adversaries, but your resistance ends today. Surrender now, and we will show mercy." Thompson stood straighter, his blue eyes reflecting the starlight. "This is Captain Jack Thompson of the USS Defiant. We have a counter-offer." He paused for effect. "Leave our solar system now, or face the consequences." The alien commander made a sound that might have been laughter. "You threaten us with one ship? Your bravery is admirable but foolish. We will take great pleasure in." Thompson cut the transmission with a wave of his hand. "Battle stations. All hands prepare for combat. Today we show them why you should never corner a human." The alien Armada's front line began to glow as their energy weapons powered up. 3,000 ships against one. The odds seemed impossible. But impossible was what humans did best. The void of space erupted in a dazzling display of purple and green as the alien Armada opened fire. Thousands of energy beams converged on the USS Defiant's position, enough firepower to vaporize a small moon. "Quantum shield holding steady," Lieutenant Jones reported, his fingers dancing across the tactical console. "Energy absorption at 30% and rising." Captain Thompson smiled. The aliens had just made their first mistake. "Initiate sequence Alpha. Let's show them what their own energy can do." The quantum shield, humanity's greatest technological achievement, didn't just block enemy fire, it absorbed it. Each blast from the alien fleet only made the Defiant stronger, feeding power into its experimental weapon systems. "Shield absorption at 70%, Mary Wells announced. "Sir, we're approaching critical mass." Thompson leaned forward in his command chair. "Begin Phase 2. Target their center formation." The Defiant's outer hull began to pulse with stored energy. What looked like lightning coursed across its surface, drawing gasps of surprise from the alien fleet's command channel, which they'd left open. Impossible, the alien commander's voice crackled through the speakers. No shield can withstand this level of bombardment. Actually, Thompson replied, knowing they could hear him, we were counting on it. Lieutenant Jones, release the energy, maximum dispersion. The Defiant shuddered as it released the absorbed energy in a massive, omnidirectional wave. The quantum shield had transformed the aliens' own weapon fire into a devastating counterattack. 200 enemy ships in the center formation suddenly found their shields overloaded and systems crashed. Direct hits confirmed, Jones reported with satisfaction. Enemy center formation is in disarray. We've disabled approximately 1/5 of their fleet with that blast. But Thompson knew this was just the beginning. The alien armada was already regrouping, shifting to surround the Defiant in a sphere formation. Their remaining ships began charging weapons again, this time with a different energy signature. They're adapting, Wells warned. New energy pattern detected. They're trying to prevent us from absorbing their attacks. Thompson had expected this. The stellar dominion hadn't conquered half the galaxy by being stupid. Begin charging the antimatter cannon. Divert all non-essential power to the weapon systems. The bridge lights dimmed as power was redirected. The antimatter cannon was their true secret weapon, but it would only work at close range. They needed the aliens to come closer. Sir. Jones called out. Multiple incoming projectiles. They've switched to kinetic weapons. Streams of relativistic missiles streaked toward the Defiant, too fast for the human eye to track. These couldn't be absorbed by the quantum shield, they had to be dodged. Evasive maneuvers, Thompson ordered. Execute pattern Delta 7. The Defiant moved with impossible grace for a ship its size, the inertial dampeners straining as it twisted and turned through space. Most of the missiles missed, but 3 found their mark, shaking the vessel violently. Hull damage on decks 3 and 4, Wells reported. Automated repair systems responding. Shield integrity at 85%. Thompson gripped his chair as another barrage approached. Status of the antimatter cannon? 60% charged, sir. We need 3 more minutes. Thompson watched as the alien fleet continued to close in, their formation tightening like a noose. They thought they had the Defiant cornered, forced into a defensive position. They didn't realize they were walking right into his trap. The space around the USS Defiant blazed with weapons fire as the alien fleet pressed their advantage. Their ships had formed a perfect sphere around the human vessel, leaving no apparent avenue of escape. Kinetic missiles and energy beams crisscrossed space in a deadly web of destruction. Antimatter cannon at 90% charge, Lieutenant Jones announced, his voice tense but controlled. 2 minutes to full power. Captain Thompson watched the tactical display intently. The alien fleet had stopped advancing, maintaining their position at what they thought was a safe distance. They were firing continuously now, trying to overwhelm the Defiant's defenses through sheer volume of attacks. Sir, First Officer Wells called out, engineering reports the quantum shield is starting to show strain. We can't keep absorbing this level of fire indefinitely. Thompson nodded. That's exactly what they're counting on. But they've forgotten something crucial about humans. He pressed a button on his command chair, opening a channel to the entire ship. All hands, prepare for emergency maneuver Omega. The bridge crew exchanged knowing looks. They had drilled this maneuver countless times, but never attempted it in actual combat. Some had said it was impossible. Then again, humans specialized in impossible. Engineering reports ready, Wells confirmed. Quantum drive spooled for microjumps. Thompson took a deep breath. Execute on my mark. Target the closest section of their formation. The Defiant's engines hummed with power as energy built up in its experimental quantum drive. Unlike traditional faster-than-light systems, this one could make incredibly precise jumps across small distances, perfect for getting inside an enemy's guard. Incoming transmission from the alien flagship, Jones reported. "Let's hear their final demands," Thompson said with a grim smile. The alien commander's image appeared again, mandibles clicking in what might have been amusement. "Your ship has fought admirably, human. You have earned an honorable death. But surely you see the futility of further resistance?" "Oh, I see something all right," Thompson replied. "I see overconfidence. I see arrogance. But most importantly..." He paused, checking the antimatter cannon's charge level. "I see that you've bunched up your ships exactly as we hoped you would. Now, executing emergency maneuver Omega," Wells announced. The Defiant vanished in a flash of quantum energy, reappearing instantly inside the alien formation. The sudden materialization of a human warship in their midst caused chaos among the alien fleet. Ships scattered in panic, their tight formation breaking apart. Multiple collisions in the enemy fleet, Jones reported with satisfaction. "Their ships are damaging each other trying to avoid us." "Antimatter cannon at full charge," Wells added. "We have firing solutions on their command ships." Thompson stood from his chair, his voice carrying across the bridge. "Target their flagship first. Let's show them humanity's real secret weapon, the ability to do the unexpected." The Defiant's main weapon emerged from its housing, the barrel glowing with barely contained antimatter energy. The alien ships nearest to them began to retreat, finally realizing the danger they were in. "Sir!" Jones called out suddenly, detecting massive energy spike from the alien flagship. "They're charging some kind of superweapon." The alien commander's image appeared one final time, its voice filled with rage. "If we die, we'll take you with us. All ships, converge and overload your power cores." Thompson's expression hardened. This was the moment that would decide everything. Either his gamble would pay off, or Earth would lose its last defender. "Target locked," Wells reported. "Antimatter cannon ready to fire." The space around them lit up as thousands of alien ships began to glow with dangerous energy. They were going to try to take the Defiant down in a massive suicide attack. But Thompson had one last trick up his sleeve. "All hands, brace for Protocol Zero." Captain Thompson's voice rang through the ship as thousands of alien vessels began their suicide run toward the Defiant. The space around them warped with the energy of overloading power cores, creating a terrifying light show. "Sir," First Officer Wells asked, her eyes wide, "are you sure about this? We've never tested Protocol Zero in actual combat." Thompson's face showed grim determination. "Sometimes the best defense is a good offense. Initiate quantum shield inversion." The bridge crew worked frantically at their stations as the Defiant's experimental systems engaged. The quantum shield, which had been absorbing energy from enemy attacks, began to pulse with a strange, rippling pattern. "Shield inversion at 30%, Lieutenant Jones reported. The alien fleet will be in critical range in 15 seconds. Thompson watched the tactical display as the enemy ships drew closer. The alien commander had thrown away any pretense of strategy, betting everything on raw destructive power. Their ships were now so close together that their energy signatures were merging into one massive reading. "Shield inversion at 60%, Wells announced. "Quantum field is becoming unstable." The Defiant's hull groaned under the strain as reality itself seemed to bend around the ship. What the aliens didn't know was that Protocol Zero wasn't just a defensive measure, it was a weapon that turned their own destructive energy against them. "Alien vessels entering critical range," Jones warned. "Energy readings off the scale." Thompson stood at the center of his bridge, projecting calm confidence despite the chaos around them. "Initiate final sequence. Target their entire fleet." The quantum shield suddenly collapsed inward, creating a momentary bubble of pure vacuum around the Defiant. In that split second, as the alien ships unleashed their combined suicide attack, Thompson gave the order they'd been waiting for. Now! Release the quantum singularity. The Defiant's shield exploded outward, but instead of a conventional energy blast, it created a cascading wave of quantum disruption. The wave caught the incoming alien energy and twisted it, creating thousands of microscopic black holes that lasted for mere milliseconds. Multiple direct hits. Jones called out excitedly. The quantum disruption is tearing their fleet apart. The alien ships closest to the Defiant began to break apart as the quantum wave hit them. Their own overloaded power cores became their undoing, each explosion feeding more energy into the disruption field. Ship after ship vanished into the quantum storm. "Sir," Wells reported, "the alien flagship is attempting to escape. They're charging their faster-than-light drive." Thompson allowed himself a small smile. "Not this time. Lieutenant Jones, the antimatter cannon, if you please." The Defiant's main weapon fired, sending a concentrated stream of antimatter directly into the alien flagship's path. The resulting explosion lit up space like a newborn star, catching dozens more enemy ships in its blast radius. "Enemy fleet is in complete disarray," Jones reported. "We're detecting multiple reactor breaches across their remaining ships. The chain reaction is spreading faster than they can contain it." The bridge crew watched in awe as the mighty alien armada began to tear itself apart. Ships that tried to escape were caught in the quantum disruption field, their own engines becoming their executioners. Those that powered down to avoid overload were torn apart by the debris of their exploding companions. "Status report," Thompson ordered, his voice steady despite the destruction unfolding around them. "Quantum shield at 20% and holding," Wells responded. "Hull integrity at 65%. All essential systems operational." "And sir." She paused, double-checking her readings, "We're detecting escape pods launching from the enemy ships." Thompson nodded solemnly. "Begin rescue operations for the survivors. Let's show them that humanity knows how to be merciful in victory." But as the Defiant moved to assist the escape pods, their sensors detected something unexpected, a signal coming from deep space, beyond their solar system. The USS Defiant moved carefully through the field of debris, its tractor beams carefully collecting alien escape pods. The remains of the once mighty Armada drifted in space like an artificial asteroid field, a testament to the devastating power of human ingenuity. 53 escape pods recovered so far, First Officer Wells reported. Medical Bay is preparing to receive survivors. Security teams are standing by. Captain Thompson nodded, but his attention was focused on the mysterious signal they detected. "Lieutenant Jones, what can you tell me about that transmission?" Jones frowned at his console, adjusting sensors to compensate for the interference from the debris field. "It's unlike anything in our database, sir. The signal appears to be coming from approximately 10 light-years out, near the edge of the Kuiper belt. But there's something odd about it." "Odd how?" Thompson asked, his combat instincts still on high alert. "It's not using any known communication frequency. Instead, it seems to be traveling through quantum space itself." Jones looked up from his readings. "Sir, I think it's using the same principles as our quantum drive." Thompson's expression darkened. The quantum drive was supposed to be a purely human invention, developed in secret. If others had the same technology. "Can you decode it?" "Working on it now, sir." Jones' fingers flew across his console. "It appears to be, sir, I think it's a warning." Before Thompson could respond, the main view screen lit up with a new image. Unlike the insectoid aliens they just fought, this being appeared almost human, but with silvery skin and eyes that seemed to shine with their own inner light. "Greetings, defenders of Earth," the being said, its voice carrying an otherworldly resonance. "I am Ambassador Dawn of the Quantum Collective. You have just survived an encounter with the Stellar Dominion, but I'm afraid your troubles are far from over. Thompson straightened in his chair. This is Captain Thompson of the USS Defiant. What do you mean? The Dominion was merely the vanguard, Ambassador Dawn explained. They were testing your defenses, your capabilities. The true invasion force is gathering as we speak, 10,000 ships strong. A murmur of concern spread through the bridge crew. Even with their advanced technology, facing an armada more than 3 times larger than the last one would be pushing the limits of possibility. Why are you warning us? Thompson asked, his voice cautious. The ambassador's expression showed what might have been a smile. Because you've proven yourselves worthy. The quantum shield technology you've developed, we thought we were the only ones to master it. Yet here you are, a young species, not only replicating our work but improving upon it. Wells spoke up from her station. Sir, we're detecting unusual energy readings from the debris field. The quantum disruption is changing. Thompson watched as pieces of destroyed alien ships began to emit a soft, pulsing glow. The ambassador's image nodded in approval. Consider this a gift, Dawn said. The quantum energy you released in battle has created a temporary defensive barrier around your solar system. It will help protect you from the coming storm. But it won't last forever. How long do we have? Thompson asked. Perhaps 3 of your Earth days. Time enough to prepare, if you use it wisely. The ambassador's image flickered. We cannot intervene directly, our laws forbid it. But we can offer guidance. There is much about quantum technology that you have yet to discover. Thompson looked around his bridge, at the crew that had already achieved the impossible once. What exactly are you proposing? A partnership, Dawn replied. One that could save not only Earth but countless other worlds under threat from the Dominion. The question is, Captain Thompson, are you ready to take humanity's next great leap? The next 48 hours aboard the USS Defiant were a blur of activity. Captain Thompson stood in the newly established quantum lab, watching as Ambassador Dawn's holographic form guided his engineers through modifications to their systems. Your quantum shield design is remarkable, Dawn said, gesturing to the holographic schematics floating between them. But you've only scratched the surface of its potential. With some adjustments, you can create quantum echoes, multiple versions of your ship existing simultaneously in battle. Chief Engineer Bill Miller wiped sweat from his forehead as he made the delicate adjustments. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. The quantum mathematics behind this, it's beautiful. Thompson watched as new configurations of energy coursed through the ship's systems. The rescued aliens from the escape pods had been surprisingly helpful after learning about the coming threat. Many had chosen to assist, sharing their own technical knowledge to enhance the Defiant's capabilities. Status report, Thompson called over the ship's comm. First Officer Wells here, sir. Earth's remaining defense platforms have been modified with quantum resonators. They won't stop the Dominion fleet, but they'll help amplify the Defiant's quantum field. Lieutenant Jones reporting from Tactical. The antimatter cannon has been upgraded with quantum targeting. We can now hit ships even if they try to jump between dimensions. Thompson nodded with satisfaction. The impossible task of facing 10,000 ships was starting to seem merely improbable. And humans were good at beating the odds. Captain, Ambassador Dawn's hologram turned to face him, there's something else you should know. The Dominion fleet, they're not just coming to conquer Earth. They're coming to steal your quantum technology. They believe they can extract its secrets by force. Why? Thompson asked. They must have their own advanced technology. Dawn's silvery eyes seemed to glow brighter. Because your implementation is unique. You've done something none of us thought possible, you found a way to create stable quantum fields without exotic matter. The Dominion wants this secret to power their expansion across the galaxy. A junior officer rushed into the lab. Captain. Long-range sensors are picking up something massive approaching the Kuiper belt. Multiple quantum signatures. Thompson's jaw tightened. They're early. How long? At their current speed, 4 hours until they reach our solar system. Ambassador Dawn's hologram flickered with concern. The quantum barrier around your system is not yet at full strength. You'll have to hold them off until it stabilizes. Thompson straightened his uniform. Then that's what we'll do. How many ships can we expect in their first wave? Based on standard Dominion tactics, they'll send 2,000 ships to test your defenses, Dawn replied. The rest will wait to analyze your response. 2,000 ships, Thompson mused. Better odds than last time. At least we can see them coming. He turned to address the assembled crew members. I won't lie to you. What we're about to attempt goes beyond anything we've ever done. But remember, humanity didn't get to the stars by backing down from challenges. We got here by doing what everyone else thought was impossible. The crew stood straighter, determination visible on their faces. The rescued alien engineers nodded in respect, having witnessed firsthand what humans were capable of. Ambassador, Thompson said, is there anything else we should know about their tactics? Dawn's hologram smiled mysteriously. Only this, Captain, the Dominion has never faced a species quite like yours. They don't understand that pushing humans to their limits only makes them stronger. Suddenly, the ship's alert system blared to life. Lieutenant Jones' voice came over the comm, Captain to the bridge. Emergency. Captain Thompson burst onto the bridge, Ambassador Dawn's hologram following close behind. Report. Sir, Lieutenant Jones called out, the Dominion fleet isn't waiting for their advance force. They're all coming at once, all 10,000 ships. The tactical display showed a massive wall of enemy vessels dropping out of faster-than-light travel, their formation stretching across space like a metal tide. The sight would have broken the spirit of most species. But humans weren't most species. They're afraid, Thompson realized aloud. After what we did to their first fleet, they're not taking any chances. They want to overwhelm us with pure numbers. First Officer Wells looked up from her station. Quantum barrier is only at 60% strength. We need another hour for full coverage. We don't have an hour. Thompson took his command chair, his mind racing through options. Then he smiled. But we have something better. We have a plan they'll never expect. He opened a channel to engineering. Chief Miller, remember that crazy idea you mentioned during testing? The one about quantum resonance cascades? Sir? Miller's voice crackled through the comm, that was theoretical. We had no way to generate enough power. Until now. Thompson gestured to the debris field from the previous battle, still glowing with quantum energy. We have 10,000 ships worth of power heading right for us. Ambassador Dawn's hologram flickered with surprise. Captain, are you suggesting? Lieutenant Jones, target the debris field with the quantum shield. Maximum dispersion. Mary, divert all power to the antimatter cannon. And someone get me a ship-wide channel. As his crew rushed to comply, Thompson addressed the entire ship. All hands, this is the captain. What we're about to attempt has never been done before. But that's what humans do best. We break barriers. We defy expectations. And today, we're going to show the galaxy why you should never, ever threaten Earth. The enemy fleet entered weapons range, their energy weapons charging. The space around the Defiant lit up with countless weapon signatures. Now! Thompson ordered. Execute Operation Avalanche. The Defiant's quantum shield activated, but instead of forming a protective bubble, it spread out to encompass the debris field. The quantum energy stored in the destroyed ships began to resonate with their shield frequency. Quantum cascade beginning, Jones reported. energy levels rising exponentially. The debris field erupted with light as thousands of quantum echoes of the Defiant appeared, each one as solid as the original. The Dominion fleet faltered, their sensors unable to distinguish the real ship from its quantum duplicates. "Fire the antimatter cannon," Thompson commanded. "Full spread." The Defiant and its echoes fired simultaneously, thousands of antimatter beams striking the enemy fleet from multiple vectors. Ships began exploding by the hundreds as their shields failed against the impossible assault. "Sir," Wells called out excitedly. "The quantum barrier is feeding off the cascade effect. It's stabilizing faster than predicted." The barrier around the solar system flared to life, its energy combining with the quantum cascade. Enemy ships trying to retreat found themselves trapped, their faster-than-light drives unable to penetrate the quantum field. Ambassador Dawn's hologram watched in awe. "Incredible. You've weaponized the very fabric of spacetime itself." The Dominion fleet, caught between the quantum cascade and the barrier, began to break apart. Ships collided with each other in their panic to escape, adding to the chaos. Within minutes, the might of 10,000 ships had been reduced to scattered groups of survivors. "Enemy fleet is in full retreat," Jones reported. "Those that can still fly are surrendering." Thompson stood, straightening his uniform. "Begin rescue operations. And send a message to Earth, the human race stands undefeated." Ambassador Dawn's hologram smiled. "The Quantum Collective would be honored to formalize an alliance with humanity. Together, we can ensure no species ever attempt such aggression again." Thompson nodded, watching as Earth's sun rose over the horizon, its light shining through the quantum barrier like a promise of a brighter future. "We'd be honored, Ambassador. After all, humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology or our determination." "Oh?" Dawn asked. "What is it then?" "Our ability to turn enemies into friends, and to build something better from the ashes of conflict." Thompson smiled. "Now, let's go make some history."